After the holidays, there's so much to clean up and get ready for the coming year. This leaves me exhausted and a lot of things falling off my to-do list. It's time to lock in, and Omaha Steaks delivers everything you crave to reset after the holidays. An order from them means having high-quality Omaha steaks on hand at all times. I'm a big meat lover myself, and I always go with medium rare. But there's also plenty of poultry and other options available. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code YUM. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to www.omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale and use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. Thanks to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring us.
You got told a lot of lies about achievement. They called you when they got you to believe it. Thumb and finger held to their foreheads in an L shape, trapped in a capitalist hellscape. Let's fight back and have some talks about class and the massive cost of the disastrous plots of fascists and Nazis, fat cats and fox. It's 1,000 natural shocks. A Bad with Money podcast.
Hello and welcome to 1,000 Natural Shocks, a Bad with Money podcast. We are here once again with Taylor Smith, coming to us from an international perspective. Taylor is the person who has been beating the drum about the general strike pretty much since the beginning, even before I even really understood what a general strike was, or before I even felt like it was something that could work. But it was primarily because I didn't understand how it worked. That's becoming more and more of a thing now. People are super jumping on it because in the wake of the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, for us in LA, Keith Porter. And so what made you start saying way back in the beginning, general strike?
Yeah, good question. It's the thing that they care about. It's money. That's all these people care about. That's all this is. It's just how can we make as much money off of the backs of the American people and give them just enough bread and circuses for them not to revolt. And yeah, I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was like, the only thing I can think would be a financial boycott of some, and I didn't know what general strike was at that time. This was probably back in like December of 2024. I was like, I think some sort of financial boycott or strike is the only thing that would stop this. It's the only thing that these people would understand. But it wasn't until the ICE raids really started hitting Los Angeles and then the big, beautiful bill went through. And that's when I was like, okay, what's a general strike? How do we shut this down? How do we stop this immediately? So it's just knowing what these guys care about and knowing the peaceful option to go against that is a general strike and boycotting as heavily as we can.
So now, in the wake of white people being killed, there has been a huge uptick. I've been saying to our friends, I've been called crazy for 8 months. All of a sudden, those people are now messaging me saying, what do we do? What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still being met with resistance to the idea of a general strike. And can you explain what it is? Because people are confused and they keep saying, well, is it long? Is it short? Is it one day?
Yeah.
Is it a whole, can you break down, I guess what it is exactly?
Yeah. So I guess the short answer is a general strike is when the working people refuse their labor until their demands are met. That's the short answer. I think a lot of people are getting kind of confused and muddied by these one-day strikes, these sick day, take the day off. It's us doing a warning shot to the powers that be, but it's also us flexing that muscle of, oh, I'm going to have to call off of work and I'm not going to Coachella. Oh, okay. It's like, oh, I have to take a sick day, but I'm not sick. I'm not hungover, but okay, I'll take a sick day. It's like, oh, well, I can't go to the grocery store this day. I don't have any groceries, but I guess I'll wait till Saturday. It's kind of flexing that muscle and having these conversations and getting people thinking, what is a general strike? What is an economic blackout, an economic boycott? And as I was doing research and as this is all I think about.
I know.
So as I'm thinking about it, it kind of dawned on me. It's like the world still turns. In a perfect world, everyone would strike, right? Landlords, bosses, people in the White House, the police, like everyone would strike. But that's not the world that we live in. It's going to be, 3.5% of the population. So the world is still turning and people are still living their lives. And so we have to too. It's not like grandmas don't get aid. It's not like kids don't get taught. It's not like people go hungry. It's just we as a community, we as strikers have to kind of figure out how to take care of each other and what our communities need, what our cities need, and what that looks like. But it might be uncomfortable and it might not be the most ideal thing in the world, but I do think it will be kind of fun. uh, like, I do think, but yeah.
I think they think that nothing is happening. And it's not that nothing is happening. It's that if you're a doctor and somebody is sick, you maybe see them without charging them.
Yeah.
Or if you're a teacher and you're on strike, maybe you teach your students on Zoom from home, or you teach your students like at the park or something, at the library. There's it's going to look different for every single person. And so there's no one size fits all. You can't just be like, well, I'm this job, so X, Y, and Z. Even if you're like, well, but wait, I'm on a deadline for a project, ask if the whole company can strike. Ask
or enough workers.
Yeah, ask your coworkers. Yeah. Hey, because I would feel guilty sometimes, like, if I call out, it's gonna screw over this person. But if you talk to them and say, like, hey, what if we all called out on this day? And made clear that that's what we were doing, that it was for a strike, and then try to. It's not against the people that you work with day to day. Bring them in. Talk to your manager. Say, what do you think about being in this general strike on this day? Or what do you think about the idea of striking? Like, we've talked about trying to get unions involved, because that is, people who work in specific fields. Like, trucking would be amazing.
Airport hospitality.
Yes, airport hospitality. If trucks shut down for like a day, we would be so screwed. I almost feel that people are coming to me now looking for me to absolve them of their sins. Like, they'll come to me and they'll be like, Gabe,
no,
I want to participate in the strike, but I'm on a really tight deadline on a project, and I just feel like it's going to make trouble for my company. And so I don't know if I can do it. And I'm like, my sweet baby angel, making trouble for your company is what a strike is.
I was going to say that's the point. And going back to that, that's the point. We are stopping means of production. We are the means of production.
Right.
We make their system and our world turn way more than people realize. Like, the number one, what funds the United States, number one thing is consumerism. Like, it's us. It's our labor, it's our money, it's our tax dollars too.
Right.
Yeah. So stopping their means of production is the goal. Our little ecosystem is still going. It's their big ecosystem is going to come to a grinding halt, and that's what we want. But we're still living, we're still thriving. Again, we're still making sure people are taken care of.
You can shop local, you can do local. I mean, look, this has been a source of frustration for me, is how willing the city of Los Angeles was to support the WGA and SAG strikes, where people were helping each other. There was a sense of community. People brought food and snacks. Like, we've done it before. It's been successful before. Swingers Diner, the whole WA strike, Swingers Diner, if you showed your WGA card, you ate for free.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, and it's that it's okay. So I know, these 3 diners are striking with us, and so like they have our backs. And so maybe we all get strike cards and we walk in, flash our strike card, and we eat for free. But with the understanding that next Saturday, I'm going to help them paint the back room, or I'm going to work a 2-hour shift.
I'll double tip next time, or only pay tip, do a cash tip to the waiter, and that's it.
That's also a great idea. Yeah. There's so many different ways for a strike to look like, especially a general one.
Yeah.
And every city and every town is going to be different.
It's going to look different even just in your neighborhood.
Totally. At your neighborhood versus my neighborhood, WeHo versus K-Town, completely different ecosystems.
Yes, different setup, different. I mean, look, even during WGA, people drove up with water. They brought snacks. They brought some, like,
it was a
people
party out there.
People were donating. Places were donating ice cream sandwiches. Like, people were making sure people had stuff. Yeah. And so it's not crazy. Like, you did it during the strike. It's been done before. during the WGA strike.
And we did it in COVID. In COVID, we took care
Right.
of each other. During the fires in LA, we took care of each other.
Mhm.
It's just now that there's a political pressure on it, I think people, because again, I would take off work to go to a concert. Sorry, boss. You're like, I've taken off work for much less,
Right.
and I feel like this is so important that it's like, it might not be Taylor Swift, but you got to take off work.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so interesting to me is when I talk about people coming to me to be absolved of their sins, it feels like
Yeah.
they want to come to me, they want to tell me why they can't strike, and then they want me to say it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Totally.
I've been trying to explain to you and some of the other activists who are not white. And last night it was like you guys were like, "What?" Everything you were saying back to me, like I totally understand it. And I'm playing devil's advocate, but like there is this pervasive problem among liberals, left-wing white people where they don't want to be embarrassed for even a second. They don't want to be the people who made a stink. They don't want anyone to say something weird behind their back. They don't want to be the person that everyone is like, remember when like so and so called for us to like help with the general strike? What a fucking weirdo. Like that's their fear. If I'm like, oh, why don't you just go to your boss and pitch that everybody strike? The idea of talking to their boss like that, they would throw up. Like
And these are 30-year-olds. These are like
these are
30,
grown
40.
people, yes.
Sure.
They don't want to
Sure.
they don't want to seem like they tried about anything. It's very like cringe culture. Like if they're like, "Oh, I'm actually going to inconvenience the whole team by being like, let's all strike," and then everyone's going to be mad at me, quote unquote, or whatever it is. There's like a thing of not wanting to be the face of anything and being so scared to be connected to something. Like I don't know how to explain it. There's this thing that all of us, I think, lack, which is good, which is some elements of shame, I think. Because when I tell you like the stuff that comes back to me it's two things. It's either people being like, it's just like they don't want to have to do the work. They don't want to have to do extra work. They don't want to have to be like, now I'm talking to my coworkers. Now, what if they tell me that they don't understand this aspect, but I don't understand it either? How am I supposed to explain it to them? Like all this kind of stuff. Then there's the people that are flat out just to me like, a strike isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And me and Eric, who's on this show, we were talking about the people who say a strike isn't going to work. It's quite interesting because it'll be people that'll say, well, a strike isn't going to work, da 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 da. And it's like, just because you don't understand how something would work doesn't mean it doesn't work. You not understanding what I just said, read a book, look online. Striking has been happening since
Read a book. Yeah,
they
nothing about
they
this is
strike in the
revolutionary.
Bible. Like there's
Yeah.
like you can read people's thoughts on it and how it goes.
Yeah,
So like
and
if you're
that's what's frustrating. Nothing about this is
Yeah.
revolutionary. Nothing about this is new. People have done this before.
Yep.
Like and I've spoken to revolutionaries who've done it before, and
Yeah.
they said the only way we won general strike
Mm-hmm.
of some capacity.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like Eric put it yesterday. He said when people go, "Oh, so we're just going to abolish prisons, what's going to happen to all the criminals?" And he's like, "Babe, just because you haven't thought it through, there have been people working on this as their only thing they think about and work on for decades.
That part.
Is there a possibility that someone may have done that work?" And so with striking, there's so much information out about it. And there's also just fear too, I think, Taylor, because it's like now it's like, wait, but other people were going to take care of this for me.
Yes.
I thought other people were going to take care of this for me.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I want to touch on all of that, but especially
Yeah,
that last
please.
part. So going back to the top about, I don't want to be cringe. I don't want to inconvenience my coworkers, my boss, whatever it is. I think it's kind of like flirting. It's like you slowly shoot your shot. You don't go, hey, let's get dinner on Friday. It's like, hey, how are you? How was your weekend? Oh, good. Okay, cool. And then maybe it's Wednesday, like, hey, happy Wednesday. Do anything this weekend? No. Okay, cool. The weekend goes by again. It's like, did you find anything to do this weekend? No. Okay, well, if you have no plans next weekend, maybe we'll you wanted to watch that movie that you mentioned. Maybe we'll do it. It's just like that. So it's like, hey, ICE is a little out of control, or this administration is it's not the first go around. It's not what we thought it was going to be. Like, this is kind of nutty, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Or maybe you leave like we made general strike zines. So maybe you leave a little general strike zine by the water cooler or in the bathroom. And it's just who picks it up, who's talking about it, who circles back to you. And it's like, okay, I have my my work team. And then you
Mm-hmm,
go to
mm-hmm.
your apartment complex or your neighborhood and you do kind of the same thing.
Put the general strike flyers out.
Yeah, that too. Or like, hey, ICE is around the corner. This is getting kind of out of control, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of lay those seats down. It's like, oh, and yes, no one's going to be perfect, and we're going to have questions, and we're going to problem solve as we go, like we're doing right now. But I think it's worth at least the flirting aspect of having the conversation, putting feelers out, and seeing who is down, because maybe you might feel cringe, but maybe Todd in HR has been waiting for someone to ask him about his thoughts on ICE
Yes.
and Trump and general strike or whatever. And maybe it's not you going to your boss, but maybe it's Todd from HR and all the other people that Todd knows are down in the company. And you can chill in the back. You can still, you don't have to be up front, but you can chill in the back.
Right.
I started this conversation. Todd from HR is going to run with it. God bless Todd.
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't have happened if you didn't have the conversation. And then going back to a strike won't work. I've heard that all last year. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell people what I've been saying now that Traders is back on the air. My goal is to get a trader out. And if it's not this person, banish me tomorrow. If it doesn't work,
Mm.
banish me to take me off the island. I won't receive a rose. I've been chopped. Like, it's fine. But let's try it. You
Yeah.
know? Let's try it before we poo anything. And then people think they're going to be the only ones striking.
Yeah.
And so that is something that was brought up recently. And I want to shamelessly plug General Strike US, just because on their website they have a strike card counter. And the point of that is this 3.5% rule. So basically, we need 3.5% of the population. In America, that's 11 million Americans for any movement to be successful, especially an economic movement. It's not about picking a date. I know Blackout the System is pushing for April 15th, and we
Yeah.
will do the best we can with that. But it's not about picking a date and hoping for the best. We need the numbers. Numbers are the only thing that matter. And so again, the perfect world, everyone is striking, or at least half the people in your office are striking, half the people in your apartment building are striking, half the people in your neighborhood are striking.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have all those people, you kind of know who your allies are. And again, we're
Right.
going to protect you. Your landlord's not, in the perfect world, your landlord would be striking.
Right.
Maybe that's where you get with your tenants union. Maybe you talk to your landlord about what's going on. Maybe your landlord feels the exact same way. Maybe your landlord's like, hell yeah, like, actually, don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah. You can
like,
be honest with people about what's going on.
yeah, read the news.
But you
You
can
know?
say, like, you don't have to, it's not adversarial in the way I think people think it is. They think it's like you have
Yeah,
to go to your landlord and be like, fuck you. No, you could be like,
no,
hey, look, this thing is going on. Or like, go to your boss. Like, it's not like a sticking it to this person. It's a
no.
collaborative effort where you're like, what do we think about this going on? I'd love to discuss it.
Yes, and it's that. It's a conversation. It's not, you're not going in there guns blazing.
Right.
I guess I'll share kind of a personal story, but it's a podcast.
Please.
Let's get into it. I think it was after the MacArthur Park raid. What was that, July 7th or July 11th?
Were we ever so young?
I know. We were honestly, in the grand scheme of things, we were babies back
I
then.
know. I know.
Oh my gosh. But that really affected me. MacArthur Park is not far from me. An activist friend of ours lives right by there. And I still think about MacArthur Park, that giant show of force. And I think it was that week or maybe the week afterwards, I went to my boss and I was like, I closed the door and I was like, hey, I don't know. Because before I was like, I can do it. Like, I can do it. I can work. I can do it. I can work. I can I can do it. But it got to the point where I was like, I need to focus on this. Like, this is really bad. And I went to her and I was like, hey, like, I don't know how fair it is to you if I still work here and my head's just like not in it, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
constantly going in and out for city council, LAPDs, arresting someone when they shouldn't be,
Yeah.
or there's a meeting or whatever. But at the same time, I know this is really, really important. And I think I'm going to have to step back. And at the time, I mean, my boss and I we're friends on a personal level, but we've also worked together on a professional level.
Right.
So we have that mutual respect on those two basic human grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Can you afford that?" And I was like, "No,
No.
girl, don't ask questions." Like, I just know I can't be
Right.
in this office. And she was like, "Work from home. As long as the work gets done, I don't care, but work from home."
Yeah.
and that was her contribution to the cause, you know?
Exactly. That's beautiful.
And so it's having those open, honest conversations of like, hey, people are pushing for this. I think it's a really good idea because of, you know, all these reasons of what's happening, you know, whether locally, on a federal level, whatever it may be. I would really like to have a proper conversation about what this is and what this would look like.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Todd from HR is down too. So, you know, people in the company are already kind of open to it, but obviously we need our union reps or our boss or a manager or someone to really solidify and make us feel comfortable striking.
Right.
And if your boss says no, fuck them. But
No,
if
I'm
your
just
boss-
saying it's not about like people think it's about like cutting off your arm or something. Like they think it's
Yeah.
about like, and it's so not. Even if it's a small thing where you go to your boss and you guys typically use Amazon and you're like, look, this whole strike thing is happening. Is there another way we could get our supplies delivered?
Yeah,
Whatever. You know what I
beautiful.
mean?
That's
Like
beautiful.
whatever. Like, oh, can we start ordering lunch for the company from small businesses? You know, whatever it is, like people act like you have to come in there with like you said, guns blazing. And it's just not like that. It's not, it's and also the thing too about can't afford to or getting to know each other. You know, I've been doing this show over 10 years. It began as a financial show. And the show began because I was not doing well financially. And I started the show because I wanted to ask questions and I didn't understand a lot of things. And I always say this show is an incredible 10-year trajectory. I start out as a woman being like, what do banks do? And I end up as like the angriest Trantifa radical. Like you really did not see that coming. And if you listen to the first season, you'll be like, wow, she doesn't even know what's about to happen.
Again, they were babies back then. They had no idea.
The first like 2 months of episodes aired before Trump won the first time.
Wow. Even that's a time capsule.
I know.
Wow.
There's a very cursed episode where the election is the next day, and the episode is me being like, "Well, hopefully Hillary wins." Anyway, cursed. So I've grown very much away from this fear. The only thing I really cry about is money. Still, I'm deeply afraid all the time. I'm very like, it's all like a lot of the times that I've wanted to kill myself, it has been about money. So it's interesting to talk to some of the activists among us who are suffering financially because of the work that they're doing, because of having to flee the country, because of leaving corporate jobs, because like they put their lives on the line for the cause and they are suffering.
Yeah.
It's been interesting because there's so much emotion attached to it. And I know you've been present for conversations where I've been like, the person has been upset, and for better or worse, I'm like, we got to be value neutral. Like, I know you're upset, you're judging yourself, you think you're a failure because you did all this stuff for the cause and whatever, like whatever you're regretting right now is irrelevant. You cannot be regretting this. It doesn't matter. It happened already. It's gone. You know, like people, and I do this too. People amongst me like, I used to have all this money and then everything went to shit politically and now I don't have it anymore. And they're judging themselves. And I'm like, babe, we're past it. Like, I need you to now just tell us what you need and we'll get it for you. And I want to speed run everyone to that. Like, I want to speed run everyone from where I was 10 years ago to now. So I can be like, guys, put it away. Doesn't matter. Just tell it. Don't be embarrassed. Don't feel guilty. Don't like come at me with like reasons why. I don't care why you don't have any money. What do you need? And I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
And I found that that's been like, even yesterday, one of the people that does activism with us, we were like, hadn't seen him in a while. He came by and then Katie and I were like, what's going on? And he was like, and he's just like he's like unhoused. He's just straightforward, was like, I need a sleeping bag. And I was like, dope, I have a sleeping bag. Like, it's just like, there's so much, because there was like the shelters and stuff are not like, when people are like, just go to a shelter, I want to be like, you go to a shelter.
That part.
But so there's just a lot of community stuff that I feel like people are not plugged into, and it's confusing to me, but I also am still white, so I also do get it in some ways. There's so much fear and propaganda. Like, there's so much like there's just like, don't want to be involved in anything that they can't 100% predict what's going to happen. They don't want to say anything that they could be made fun of at all. Like the way that you go and speak to the police, you personally, Taylor, if you've listened to prior episodes with Taylor, like these are people that won't even like send their soup back if it's cold. Like, like we are holding and like, yeah, that's what people are like. But until this week, until Alex Preddy was killed, people that I was insane have started DMing me, asking me for help and thanking me for what I've been doing. Up until he was killed, all of a sudden people are like, what is a general strike? And the question of, well, I just think we need more time to prepare. My initial resentful answer was like, I have been preparing for 8 months. I've been preparing.
Yeah.
I have friends. I got these people together. I didn't know you guys a year ago at all.
No.
And now, like, I would trust, you know, the group of us. I would trust even there's people that I don't know their last names. We just organized with them. Couldn't tell you what their last names were. Honestly, don't really know what they look like without a mask on, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I know that if we got into a tussle downtown, they would protect me.
Have your back.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's always going to be infighting and nitpicking. And you don't love everyone, but you don't like everyone, but you love everyone and you work with everyone. So it's
Deeply.
whatever. You know, things were getting kind of crazy one night down there. One of the guys that we're not friends like that, but he came over to me and was like, I got you.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I got you. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, because they recognize, like, they'll see, you know, they recognize you from going to stuff and from being part of the community. So I'm not trying to tell people it's too late. I'm saying you can build this. You can build this.
It's easier than people think.
There's a WeHo rapid response. I'm going tonight. A group of them were like, do you guys want to go get dinner and like chat? And so it's like the WeHo Beverly Hills rapid response. So I'm going. How did I meet these people? I went to a rapid response meeting from Union Del Barrio. You know what I mean? Like you just have to start going to stuff and it's uncomfortable. It is. I mean, I'm an extrovert. So a lot of times people are saying to me like, okay, but you don't know what it's like. Because I am like open to speaking to people, but it did take me a good long time to get involved in this scene. And I am very proud of how I did it and how I committed to it. I also, the whole time up until 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, the whole time I've been working on this, I've had a day job. I wasn't just doing the podcast. I wasn't just being like an entertainment person. So it's like, oh, well, your job is, you know, your own time. I was a full-time employee at a pet store and then a full-time employee at a different pet store. When I would write my Substacks about what was going on all summer, I wrote them on the bus on my phone.
Wow.
Yes. Like, I'm not like, I think people see us or me and they think, oh, well, this person doesn't
100%
understand what I worked overnight at a warehouse when it was one of our friends' mothers was going to immigration court and we would go with her in the morning. Immigration court is Friday morning. I did this once, which I deeply regretted, but I got off work at 5 a.m, took the train, took the bus to the federal building for her appointment at 6:30. I did not sleep. I got there. I was like, I think I'm hallucinating. I hope ICE doesn't come and take her because I won't know what's real.
I won't know what to do.
Hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. I need the right person with the right background who can move our business forward. If I wanted candidates who match what I'm looking for, I'd trust Indeed sponsored jobs. I actually found my job on Indeed, and it was so easy to search through what I wanted to do and my skills and find the right place that was looking for exactly what I could offer. Hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post even seen on other sites. Give your job the best chance to be seen with Indeed sponsored jobs. They help you stand out and hire quality candidates who can drive the results you need. Sponsored jobs boost your posts for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. And it makes a big difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs because you reach a bigger pool of quality candidates. Join the 1.6 million companies that sponsor their jobs with Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. Now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Just go to Indeed.com/badwithmoney right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed.
I want to touch on that too, because even the activists that have quit their jobs and this is all they do now, we're still working around the clock
Right.
like that. And when I was working from home, there will be times when I'm out all day, whether it's LAPD or whether it's city council, whether a fire happened or it's just back-to-back meetings, whatever it
Right.
may be. I would have to go home and then work.
Right.
I would
Right.
have to at least, like whatever the goal was, finish, these X amount of invoices. I have to make sure this thing gets paid.
Right.
And there would be times where I wake up early. There would be times I would wake up at like 5 a.m., do a couple things, send an edit or an email to my boss, just like, hey, I need you to double check this or look at this. Going to the council, see you later. When I got arrested, I literally went after precinct because we got drinks. I needed
You got let out of jail. You went and got drinks.
I needed.
Adam, by the way, if you're not in Los Angeles, Precinct is a bar that used to be a police station in downtown Los Angeles, and it's a gay bar.
It's a gay bar. I ran towards immediately the people that made me feel safe and just like normal, and all the activist people were there, which was lovely. But I went home that night and I worked.
Right.
I did 2 or 3 hours of work that night, and it sucked. I took the longest shower of my life, and then I crawled into bed and I was like, all right, I have to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I also am someone who I have fibromyalgia. So I have a lot of struggles with like medical stuff too. And there is always a calculation for me as well of, okay, if I go out to this march and I march and we get to the MDC, but stuff is going down, or the detention center.
Yeah.
And stuff is going down, but I can't move my knees anymore. I have to leave. I feel guilty. I want to be, but it's like, you can't, like you will not, your body will not continue.
Yeah.
Been times where it's like, okay, I said I was going to go to city council. You rely on each other. So it's like, oh, we divide and conquer. It was like, oh, I'm going to go to city council. If I messaged you guys and I was like, I was going to go to city council, I woke up, my arms are shaking. My disability, I can't do it. Someone will go. Like,
yeah.
It's
or we'll tune into it. It's like, hey, it never rains in LA. I don't know what I was going to say. It's raining, but it might be a day where we're just beat ourselves.
Right.
And like no one can go to city council, but it's like, well, we'll tune in.
What I'm trying to say is there's this narrative of sacrifice, which for sure, like it is sacrifice. But I would also like to encourage people striking or thinking about striking or wanting to know more about striking to think of it as more of an opportunity. And this is so woo-woo and stupid, but like an opportunity of abundance, right? Like,
yeah.
Like for me, it's lonely to only hire people to do things for you and not have a community of people like if you're like, oh, I need groceries for this thing or something's good, like just having a support system in place for, like if I use an app to have someone walk my dog, right? We're striking, so I'm not using the app. But luckily, I've befriended the one guy who I take him off the app and I just like use him off the app. Tony, shout out to Tony. I've never met Tony in real life, but he's a sweetheart. And so like, it's getting unused to the third party.
Yes.
In between.
Yes, I was gonna say we're taking out the middleman. That's
right.
That's all it is.
These things where people go, also, I love the fantasies that they make up where they'll be like, oh, so you think like people who are supposed to be in charge of NASA rocket launches, you think they're just supposed to call out so the rockets kill everyone? Sir, what fucking Michael Crichton ass, fucking John Grisham ass world do you live in? No, we're not saying don't go to surgery so people die. Are you out of your mind?
That part.
Like they jump to these like crazy, like, oh, so we're just supposed to cancel everyone's cancer surgery? Baby, have you read a book? Not even read a book? Get here, listen to a podcast about striking. My God.
Documentaries, like something, please.
It's just that you help each other and you just are not supporting the middleman and you're not supporting corporations. It's not that nobody does anything. And also on the day of striking or the days of striking, it's not just you don't do anything. It's that you go out and see what people are doing and help them.
Yeah, let's talk about that actually. Because I see it kind of being broken up into like 4 different groups. Like, because obviously people are going to be protesting.
Right.
Because we need people to still be in the streets. We need people to still be lobbying. We have all the time in the world. So in theory, we have all the
Go to
time
their
to
offices, hang
go
out
to
at their
their
offices.
We have all the time in the world to protest, to get more people to, sign up and join during the strike, whatever.
I will say that was so fun on the strike protest that we did last week. We were handing out general strike flyers to all the cars going by, and people were so stoked.
Monday.
People loved
Yeah.
it. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, giving out the flyers, people were like very into it.
Yeah, and I hope more people do that on their own time.
Right.
So I see people lobbying and protesting, and I also see people volunteering. We still need rapid responders. Kind of going back to what we were talking about, kids still need to go to school. Grandma still needs to get help. People still need to go to the doctor or the dentist. Like it's not like the work stops. It's just you're working for us. So it's like a bartering, co-op, pro bono trading situation. It's maybe I walk your dog and you give me a haircut. And that's just what we'll do throughout the entire strike. Someone was flirting with the idea of making their own money, which I do think is a good idea. Like we, the people, make our own money. We don't use like the government's money. We have we need Gabe bucks immediately.
I'm so vain. I will print that up today.
Please.
It's just me with my hands under my chin like this, like an angel.
I was gonna say, do you want the 1? Do you want the 5? Do you want the 20? What do you want?
All of them. Every single dollar is me in a different position.
Plot twist: Gabe wants the general strike, so he becomes dictator.
Can you? Wow! And that was my long con all the whole
This was
time.
your long plan.
Time for me to be the economy.
But yeah, so there people are volunteering, and also I see people kind of being at home, taking care of like the at home stuff. So protesters are going out there; they're going to be out there all night. We'll make them grilled cheese sandwiches and soup, and we'll just deliver it to all of them. Like we know there's a sit-in at Laura Friedman's office. They're going to be there all day. We'll give them like waters and pizza or whatever.
Yeah, we'll drop by with something. Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone has a role, and I think it's just people need to think creatively and realize that like even like when you're at work, it's like, what job do I have? Like I'm in the film industry, like I would be lobbying, I would be protesting or volunteering. Like I'm not being a part of that machine if there were to be a strike for several days. But again, I would be in the streets. I would be at Laura Freeman's office. I would be making grilled cheeses and delivering them. I'll be dog sitting for maybe I don't want to protest on Thursday, or maybe it's my turn, to watch out the dog. Maybe it's my turn to make the meal for the people downtown or whatever it is. Like there's so many different ways that this could work. And I just want people to think creatively. And also strikes, I mean, we're in a different state than the people listening, I'm assuming. Or most people listening. And so think about your city, think about your state, think about the things that you and your community need, what your neighbors need, and just slowly start building those infrastructures. So when it is go time, whether that's tomorrow, hopefully, or 6 months from now, you have that infrastructure of, okay, like I know who I'm going to call on for these things. It's go time.
Yeah, I wish I had a better way of conveying how white people and also wealthy people of a certain genre, their brains just don't like. I don't know. It's very interesting. Like we talk about all helping each other and doing all this stuff for each other. All the people I know that do this stuff have maybe between us $5, like collectively.
Talk about it. Yes.
I haven't seen the same urgency or movement from people who do have money. And even if they do have money, there's this reoccurring thing of, well, I can't do much. Well, I can't give much. Well, I can't give. Like, it's very, I don't know if there's sort of a loss of ability to understand what their version of a drop in a bucket looks like. To like, they're like, well, if I'm what was one thing was like talking about striking or boycotting. And the thing I would get back a lot about boycotting throughout this 8 months has been, well, it's like, it's not going to make a difference. I'm just one person pulling money out of. So like I had money in Vanguard. I pulling money out of Vanguard, and I was like, okay, someone else had Vanguard. I said, oh, we got to pull money out of Vanguard. Well, I don't think it's worth risking your financial investments, because unless everybody pulls out of Vanguard, it's not going to matter. And I was like, right, but I'm everybody. I'm part of
Yeah.
everybody. So
That was
they're like,
literally my
well,
yeah.
things are getting really bad. So it's like things are getting really bad out there. So like it's hard for, whatever. And the person telling me this, by the way, has like $2 million. So
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Well, this person was like, but there has to be, you have to keep yourself safe. There seems to be an overarching theme among
Yeah.
people. I'm just coming to the conclusion now of, well, you have to keep yourself safe.
I was gonna say everyone is so individual. The individualism is
But
what's going to kill us. It's gonna kill us.
you're
Yeah.
actually less safe how individual
Yeah.
you are. If
Yeah.
the power, the grid goes down and you don't have anyone who can walk your dog, anybody who can bring you, like, the little robots are gonna stop bringing us food, like,
But also, if the dollar crashes, which it will, and
right,
the economy goes
right,
south, which it will,
right.
that $2 million isn't going to mean anything.
I
So
know.
now you're in your nice house. You have no one to walk your dog. The power grid is down. You don't have access to 2 million, and you don't have community to come take care of you, and whatever that looks like.
Yeah. I know it's hard to explain. And it's funny still after all this time, I want to be to these people like, I get it. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
because we do. We
And
do.
yes, I get it. And it's like the tipping point has tipped. Like,
Kind of.
so I mean, I don't know if you, let's say you're someone and you want to do all this, what would you, like, you want to talk to your friends, you want to talk to your boss and stuff. What would you have them, what do you think they should say?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, first and foremost, I would definitely link up with your local chapter. I would definitely see what infrastructures they have on the ground too. Just, it's just
You
it's
don't
good
have
to
to
start
invent
with.
anything. People
No,
have it.
yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's like go to your local chapter or your local group that's like down to do General Strike. It doesn't have to be General Strike Us, but that's just easy because they already exist. Because this work has been happening forever, for years.
Hmm.
But I would go to your local chapter and see just what they have infrastructurally, and then yeah, again, just it's like flirting. It's maybe you leave a General Strike flyer in the kitchen by the water cooler, and maybe you play dumb. Oh my God, what's this? Did you do this?
Did you do
No,
this?
no, that's so weird. What's a General
I was
Strike?
just
Should we,
thinking about this. Yeah.
yeah, should we scan the QR code?
It's
Should we be
interesting
silly?
because the cover of the zine is a photo of you, Taylor. So you just be like, who left this here? And it's just
This
a
is
picture
so
of you.
embarrassing.
No, I love it. I was like, oh my God, who left this here? Taylor, that's a photo of you. Oh, is it?
Is it crazy? I thought
I
that was
also think I don't
Beyonce.
want to be shitting on rich people, but I just want to say
No, but
that
it
it
they
is,
got
if
there
you,
somehow.
I know, but I just want to say, like, you are so much better off than you think you are. And
Yeah.
if you want to just buy someone a coffee, if you want to just, like, the way to help, a lot of times it's like very safe to donate to these like bigger places, but there's like people, if you see them on the ground and they have a Venmo in their bio, send them $5. Like, send them. And flip side, and
Hmm.
I sort of touched on this with people being very emotional about talking about money. You need to be able to ask. You have to.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, hey, I'm $200 short on rent, you need to say that to people so that they can help you. And
Yeah, and I'm something I'm bad at. And Gabe, you have come for me several times about being better at that.
Sure
So
am.
full transparency, it's something that I'm also working on too. These are muscles that
Yeah.
we're not used to flexing or
Yeah.
using, and it does make you feel very uncomfortable. But in this
I
time period I was gonna say in this time period of people losing their jobs, in this time period
hmm
of just things being uncertain and people
hmm
not feeling comfortable leaving the house,
hmm
you have to ask for help. You do.
That's why I'm saying, like, when people want to like give me a whole spiel about like how they are so upset that da da da, I'm like, yeah, what does it matter? Like, if you need $200 and someone has $200, okay, so what? So I just saw a thing where someone was like, my friend crowd funds for her rent every month. Is it like rude that I just think that's so annoying and do I have to give every time, blah blah blah. And I was like, and everyone was saying like, oh, what it like was on the side of the OP. And I was like, no one's holding a gun to your head. You don't have to donate.
Every time.
She
Yeah.
can do it every month. You don't have to donate.
Yeah.
And they're like, but that just means she's like a lazy and a grifter. And she says like, if someone wants to pay her rent every month, fine. Good.
Live your life, queen.
Like,
Please.
if you're worried that, and so that's the thing, right? There's these hater type people that will be like, that will be like, oh, well, what if I'm going to get judged for da 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 da? I get judged for asking for this. I get judged for, like, I wish we could just live in this idea of like stoicism where it's just value neutral. Everything is value neutral. You need this, I have this. You need this, I have this. And that's the end of the discussion.
Literally. Again, going back to the, you'll take off for Coachella, you take off if you're hungover, you'll take off for your cousin's wedding. It's so you don't want to pay your friend's rent. Fine, sure, whatever. But then you're going to buy something off of Amazon, or you're going to go to Whole Foods, you're going to Uber Eats.
I know.
You're gonna call
I
an
think
Uber.
about that.
You're gonna go to Starbucks.
Someone in the comments making fun of us for going to Sacramento to try to talk to Newsom, right-wing person, whatever, was like talking about us and was like, "Oh, these ladies, they weren't busy enough with Starbucks and Pilates or something." And I wrote under it, I went, "Babe, we've been boycotting Starbucks for 2 years. Get your stereotypes correct. Like if you hate us, you should know exactly what our deal is."
Yeah, please. Never assume I go to Starbucks. Never assume.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Starbucks, it's a bad day.
Yeah. I was like, "Babe, we don't. You're like making fun of liberals and leftists, but you don't know that we've been boycotting Starbucks for 2 years." I guess this is also like an opening too. When I worked at Healthy Spot, which is like a dog store, the Starbucks down the road would be closed periodically because the workers were striking about things. And so then my like coworkers would be like, "Starbucks is closed. Fuck." And it would be like, "Yeah, they're striking or whatever." And then I would always kind of try to be like, "And good for them, right? It's good that, right? Good for them." Like trying to be like, "Yeah, it's annoying, but like, good, right? Good for them, right?"
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Starbucks, but like, good for them, Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Taylor.
Thanks. I feel like this was helpful.
I think so too. Yeah. Where can people ask more questions? You can also message me, anybody listening, at Gabe S. Dunn. You can also write into gabeisbadwithmoney@gmail.com, and then General Strike US on Instagram.
Yeah. And then I guess me, the _real_Tay_Smith. I'm sorry, I made it in COVID and I have not changed it. But yeah, if you have questions, get with your local chapter, hit up Gabe, hit up me. And it's a learning curve. We're all going to figure it out together. And it's not about being perfect. It's just about the participation. We need the numbers. And it's going to take us a minute to get it. But, it's about participating. It's not about being perfect.
I will also say that even if you don't have the community and you haven't built the community, I guarantee you there is someone that doesn't even know you. I see so many times someone being like, "I'm in this city, but I don't have X, Y, and Z." And someone will reply and be like, "I live near there. Let me help you." You can ask for help from people you don't even know, haven't even done anything for in the past, haven't, you know what I mean? Like, people are set up to want to do this stuff. And
I was gonna say, start small. Ask if you know you have a package coming, not from Amazon or Shein or Target or anything like that, but you have a package coming. But let's say you might not be able to get it, or maybe you will, but you want to kind of flex that, asking for help, building community. Text your neighbor or leave a note. Be like, hey neighbor, I have a package coming. Will you be home, or do you mind getting it?
Yeah.
Start having those conversations. Yeah.
But not even that. It's also like if you just put in the Reddit for your city or something, if you are in the General Strike group and somebody lives near you and it's like there's tons of people that have stuff and you have stuff and they don't, and vice versa. And I mean that by skills or time or items,
resources,
or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of free stuff at the library as well.
Yeah. Shout out libraries.
And in terms of General Strike, another thing that comes up is people being worried about signing up for something, which I can't even get into. But there's also, if you go to General Strike US, you can see that there are various different ways to sign up based on your level of comfort. So all that to say, it's not what you think, and hit us up.
Yes, join the party.
Okay. Thank you for listening to 1,000 Natural Shocks, a Bad with Money podcast. This is a noted bisexual production, edited by Allie Mims. Logo art by Dakota Becker. If you like the show, please consider subscribing to the Substack, 1000naturalshocks.substack.com. The Substack has episodes of this show ad-free and also videos and also my original writing. It would mean so much to me if you would subscribe, even as a free subscriber. but a paid subscriber really allows me to keep doing this work, and I can't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, love you. Bye.